Anaheim Ducks hockey is brought to you by Honda, official vehicle of the NHL and Anaheim Ducks. And by Toshiba, leading innovation. Time for the Ducks and Devils, and time for tonight's Keys to the Game, brought to you by your helpful SoCal Honda dealers. To the Anaheim bench we go, and Lisa Hillary.
Bob, for someone who covers, works with the defense, what do you talk to them about in terms of containing a right winger, a 240-pound Jaromir Jagr?
Well, you got to take his time and space away, and you can't give him any room because he's one of those guys, if he gets a step on you or just gets able to use his body against you, he's tough to defend against.
Thanks, Bob. Good luck.
Yep, thanks.
John?
Thank you, Lisa. Bruce Boudreau talking this morning, saying you have to deny him the puck because he says once he gets it, he protects it so well, you just won't get it back.
And the other thing that Jagr has always done exceptionally well, when he gets a lane to the front of the net, he willingly accepts that lane. So he'll bring it right into the crease area if you let him.
The Ducks in their home blacks, the Devils in their road whites, and we're underway. Ghislain Hebert and Eric Ferlat are the referees for tonight's game. Shane Heyer and Lonnie Cameron are the linesmen as the Ducks work in the New Jersey zone. Winnick trying to get it to the corner for Emerson Edom in a little bit of a new look line here with Cogliano, and the Devils will just feed it back and go for a change.
Yeah, that is a last-minute adjustment from head coach Bruce Boudreau. We're used to seeing Devontae Smith-Pelly playing with Winnick and Cogliano.
From behind the net, Fowler feeds it up right wing. Getzlaf sends it in off the stick of Brodeur, off the high glass, came right back to the front of his net. And Peter Harold was there. He is run over by Getzlaf and lost his stick behind the goal. Shovels along a hand pass that Perry got to first. And now up the near boards, Francois Beauchemin holds it in. Getzlaf gets it from Penner and then is taken away there by Travis Zajac. Dinas Zubris again just feeds it out of the zone.
And you're already seeing the defensive scheme here. The New Jersey Devils. This is a team that just tries to bottle things up in the neutral zone. Not going to give you the ability to generate speed on the attack and to hit their blue line with speed. That's everything that they do, is to try and keep the game close.
Bruce Boudreau said there will probably have to be a lot of east and west from our forwards in the neutral zone in order to get pucks deep into the New Jersey zone. In other words, side to side instead of going straight into the zone. We'll keep an eye on that as the game goes along. Damian Brunner out of the corner, the former Detroit Red Wing. Back to the line, and a long shot is deflected away.
That hit Beauchemin up high, John. I don't know if that caught him in the face or not, but miraculously, he never left his feet.
It was Eric Jelena, the big defenseman, who triggered the shot. He's got it right now. 6'4" Jelena. Played one game with the Devils a season ago, a rookie, and he has to go back after it as it's pitched deep into the zone. Adam Larson is there to get to it, circles his own net, and now up the right side and sped right back in by Laftiano. Pressure comes from the forecheck of Cam Janssen, and it's rifled to center by Allen. Paul Mary turned away as he got to the stripe.
And this defensive pairing here is the one you got to watch out for with the Devils.
Zidlitsky leads the rush, plays it back, and Green's shot got through. Hiller went just wide in front of the net. Ryan Carter tries to get a redirect on it.
That is a big break for Jonas Hiller. That goes through him and out the other side. So first big break from a goaltending perspective is Jonas Hiller's.
Carter, the one-time Duck, handles the puck in the neutral zone. It's forced back inside the stripe, and the Ducks are deemed offside.
And the combination of Andy Green and Marek Zidlitsky, very offensive-minded. That goes through Jonas Hiller. Boy, what a break. That doesn't go in. And here's what the Ducks are going to have to deal with. Stop it here, guys. 1, 2, 3 guys all stacked up in the neutral zone. You got to shoot pucks in. You will not be able to carry it over the blue line tonight.
Elias leads the puck into the Anaheim zone now. 37 years old. Patrick Elias in his 18th season, all with the Devils. Lou Lamoriello, if nothing else, is very loyal, the longtime general manager of the Devils. He just gave Elias a 3-year contract this past offseason. Fowler back in his own zone, and his cross-ice pass ricochets off Edom's stick, so they'll start over. The Ducks a perfect 8-0 at home this season. The Devils on the road have struggled. 3-6-3. In fact, they began the year on a 5-game road trip. It was part of an 0-4-3 start for this club, but they've turned it around since then, going 7-4-2. Getzlaf from a sharp angle, and there's Brodeur, the hybrid that he is, staying on his feet as the shot went wide.
And that's why Getzlaf shoots low. He's trying to just shoot it into the pads of Martin Brodeur.
turns in the corner with it. Leaning on him is Bernier. The puck comes back up the near wall, and there to hold it in is Lucas Pisa.
And then the other thing you're seeing from New Jersey here, boy, do they collapse down in the defensive zone. The points are going to be wide open.
Penner redirects the Getzlaf pass deep into the zone. Perry follows up as the rest of the line goes for a change. Harold moves it away, and Green rips it across the neutral zone. Bernier fell into the zone, and he is offside.
Well, one of the real interesting things as you look at these New Jersey Devils is the experience they have on their top two lines. Their two scoring lines, look at the ages of Yager, Elliott, Zubris, Ryder. It's a pretty old group, which tells me they also aren't the quickest top six forward grouping in the NHL.
I was going to say, you were being kinder than led with experience there.
Well, I have reached a certain age myself.
You
now.
have a good deal of experience, as do I, as well. Only fair for us to full disclosure. Solani in on the forecheck. Peter Harold, the former Los Angeles King, is pestered by him. The puck squirts into the middle. Mark Fane plays it away. Fane, one of the many U.S. college hockey products on this Devils roster. Of course, Lou Lamoriello himself came out of Providence College, as did Fane. Lamoriello has long been a proponent of the U.S. college game and the talent that he has procured from it. The Devils have always had quite a bit of it. Paul Mary, a New Jersey native, shovels it onto the wing. And a penalty coming up for the Devils. As trying to sneak his way up the boards was Matt Bolesky. This is the Honda Center debut of Bolesky this season, who missed 20 games with that broken left thumb.
Watch him duck, and Adam Larson gets the glove up and makes contact with the head of Matt Bolesky, who's just trying to slide by, and that's going to cost Larson a couple of minutes. It's a roughing penalty against him, and the Ducks get an early power play chance.
This is a very good Devils penalty killing unit, third in the league coming into tonight. They've killed 25 of their opponent's last 27 power plays over the last 6 games.
They will hold the blue line. They will force you to shoot the puck in because Martin Brodeur is a great puck-handling goaltender.
Ducks get the puck back after losing the draw. Bonino with a good puck recovery. And Fowler fumbles it along the wall. Bonino shovels it down low. Penner walks to the front. His shot was blocked. May have gone off the skate of Fane, but again recovered by Bonino. Working hard, and now we got a whistle. The puck came across the line. Fowler played it back in,
Yeah,
so it's offside.
Yeah, he's kind of looking over the linesman and saying, really? He was looking for Ryan Getzlaf to see if that puck does cross the line. It does. Good call by the linesman there. And too bad, because Getzlaf had a little bit of open ice in front of him.
I think that's like the second time I've heard you say that this year.
That an official made the correct
Good
call.
call by the linesman. Fane hammers at the length of the ice. Still a minute and a half to go on the Ducks man advantage. The Devils, a very dangerous team a season ago. They led the league with 11 shorthanded goals. They've already got 2 this season. Perry takes it off his skate into the New Jersey zone. Fane reverses it away. Green tries to return the favor. Perry tied him up. Loose at the side of the goal, and Brodeur has to freeze it.
Ryan Getzlaf raised his arms. He thought this puck deflected through the legs of Marty Brodeur and back into the net. But Brodeur is able to click the heels together here. There's the puck coming back towards him. Oh boy, he reaches back with that left hand just to make sure. It's so close, it kind of rattles around between the wickets, and Brodeur's glove bails him out. This is a great shot from our net cam.
Andy Green, for good measure, trying to seal it off with his stick as well. Still over a minute of power play time as the Devils win the draw and are able to clear the zone. Green with a strike ahead. And Carter joins the rush shorthanded behind the Anaheim goal. Ryan Carter played 138 games with the Ducks in his first 4 NHL seasons before they traded him nearly 3 years ago to the day. I talked to him yesterday. This is the first time he's been back to Honda Center. Again, through the magic of the NHL schedule, getting traded to the Eastern Conference. Carter went on from Carolina to Florida and now to New Jersey. He told me he's played against the Ducks before, but he's never been back to Honda Center.
His coach had lots of nice things to say about him. Said he's one of our glue guys.
Solani in the middle has it knocked away by Fane. Zidlitsky tries to start back shorthanded. Has Elias with him, but he's stood up by Spiza. He holds it in, though. Only to have his pass denied one more time. Final 10 seconds of the Anaheim power play. Spiza skates his way through trouble and into the New Jersey zone. Winning has it knocked off his stick. And back come the Devils. Elias into the Anaheim zone. As it's swatted away as the penalty is over. Larson out of the box and the Devils full strength. Spiza moves it ahead. And off the boards, Edom gets his own pass.
And there's the play that you have to make against the New Jersey team. Little chips off the boards, softly down into the corner, and you got to go after it, retrieve it, and then worry about making a play on the goal.
Loose puck in the corner. Edom knocked down, but he's able to fight it back to the point. Postman with a try. That's off of Brodeur and out of play. An early power play comes up empty for the Ducks, and we're scoreless at Honda Center. It's time for Who Got It Done, brought to you by YP.com, the new way to do.
Now we're going to show some entries into the New Jersey Devil zone. They stand up. They got 4 people stacked. If the player away from the puck does not have enough speed, you do not get in on top of the puck quickly enough, and you don't make life difficult for opposing team's defense. Those pucks have to go off the boards like this. Little chips into the corner and the player away. That time it was Emerson Edom has got to just put his head down and bust in and get in on top of the Devils' defense, and then there's got to be body contact.
Not quite 8 minutes in at Honda Center. This is the first of a 3-game Western swing for the Devils that continues tomorrow night down the road at Staples Center against the Kings, and then concludes on Saturday in San Jose. Long way to come to just play 3 games for the Eastern Seaboard Devils. For the Ducks, the first of 2 at home. They'll be here Friday night against the Tampa Bay Lightning, yet another game against an Eastern foe. The Devils have struggled against the West this year, winning just 1 of 8 games so far against the opposite conference.
You know what, but they have been in a lot of those games. A lot of them have been very, very tight, low-scoring affairs.
Errant pass off the boards, and icing is the call as Spiza gets there first.
It's really interesting when you look at Peter DeBoer's lineup, because he does not have a defined checking line or a defined matchup pairing on his defense. He's a coach that has always said, I don't like to get too overly involved in the matchups because the end result is that my best players don't spend enough time on the ice.
Perreault spins one back on the net, but that's sticked away by Brodeur. The NHL's all-time leader amongst goaltenders in games played, wins, and shutouts. Here's Loktionov, finds the open man, Green, and that was a shot pass to Bruner, who couldn't get the redirect.
Well, Lucas Spies is going for the big hit, but sometimes you go for the big hit and you pull yourself out of position.
Puck hammered back in as the Devils dump and chase. This is Bernier, Steve Bernier, originally drafted by the Sharks. Now it is 15, just 9 years. He can't take the pass off his skate. And Smith-Pelly denied as he tried to bring it out of the zone by Loktionov. Back to the line, long shot, tipped right on, fat rebound, sent right back through the crease by Bernier. He'll get it side of the net from Bruner. Leaned on heavily, he loses the puck on the near side, and Perreault protects the puck as he skates it to center red. Spiza tries to pull it off the boards, but it was poked off his stick by Bernier. Good shift for Steve Bernier. Flying in and flying down is Adam Henrique, who lost his balance on the near side. Palmieri takes the long lead pass and angles it into the zone. Fane got to it first, right in front of the goal. And then he was driven into the boards by Winnick. Chasing the far side, it's Bolesky who again delivers a hit.
Matt Bolesky is having himself a real good first period. That's the 4th hit I've counted from Bolesky.
3 of them have been on Mark Fane in this shift. So Fane says, that's enough of Bolesky, I'm going to the bench. And the Devils dump it in. Hiller got a stick on it, but couldn't corral it. Has to return to the goal crease. Henrique, 2 years ago a Calder finalist, moves it to the point. Green feeds it right back across an empty slot. Mike Rupp got a stick on it there, and Elias recovers. To the line and across for Andy Green. Leading scoring defenseman last year for the Devils, and he got it into the middle. Gianta's shot is covered by Jonas Hiller.
Johnny, you said that Jonas Hiller was living right. You're absolutely right about that, because for the second time in this game, a puck is going to be shoveled right through his legs that goes out the opposite side, does not go into the net. So a couple of good breaks for the Anaheim goaltender here in the early going.
Hiller last played 6 nights ago, Thursday, in Tampa Bay. Only saw 20 shots in the loss to the Lightning. Made 15 saves in that game. The Ducks got down big in that one, and were never able to come back. Face-off win for Anaheim. It's dumped in, and Brodeur comes out to play it away. He's always been so good at handling the puck. The Ducks have got to do a good job if they're going to dump pucks in and trying to keep it away from him, and that's so hard to do because Martin Brodeur is so active. New look on the blue line for the Ducks as Hampus Lindholm is playing with Brian Allen. And he sets up Valesky for his first goal of the year. I asked him after practice yesterday how the thumb felt to shoot the puck. He told me it doesn't hurt. Didn't look like it hurt there.
You know what? He's been their best player in the opening period so far. He's done it physically, and now he gets rewarded as the goal goes between the arm and the body of Martin Brodeur. What a nice little pass that was by Hampus Lindholm at the offensive blue line. A little spinorama behind the back pass to Matt Valesky, and Valesky gives the Ducks the lead.
He played 3 games down in Norfolk with the American League affiliate before returning for Monday night's game in Pittsburgh, where he played a season-high 11 and a half minutes. He told me yesterday, he said, I think that's the only way to do it. Go down and play as much as you can. And a penalty coming up here as the Devils bring it right back into the Anaheim zone. I think it's going to go against Perry.
Yeah, it's a hooking penalty against Corey Perry. The Ducks get caught on a pinch. Lucas Biza gets trapped up ice. And you can see that Corey Perry is on the wrong side of his Czech Zajac. And that's what coaches would call a good penalty taken by Corey Perry, if there is such a thing.
Well, and he knew it. He turned himself in immediately, but not a lot of gray area there. The Devils with their first power play chance of the night. A struggling power play unit coming into tonight's action for the Devils. The Ducks were 3 for 3 on the kill in Pittsburgh on Monday night. Jaromir Jagr has it on the half wall. Zidlinsky at the line behind his back to the 41-year-old great. Jagr only needs 2 goals to tie his former teammate Mario Lemieux on the all-time goal scoring chart, as this puck out of play off the stick of Daniel Winnick. Well, this season when the Ducks score 5 goals or more, Hooters will give you 5 free wings. You can print the coupon and head to Hooters, your destination, for free wings in Southern California.
And some of the beat writers were talking to Peter DeBoer about Jaromir Jagr and the fact that he does spend a lot of time coaching during practice, and I would imagine a lot of that is about the New Jersey Devils power play. And DeBoer said, why would we not allow a guy like Jaromir Jagr the opportunity to influence what we're going to do when we have the extra man? There's been very few that have been as good at it over their careers as he has been.
5 Art Ross trophies, one of only 4 players to win the scoring title in 4 consecutive years in the history of the league. Fellows named Howe, Esposito, and Gretzky were the other 3. That's pretty good company.
I was surprised, quite frankly, when he signed with New Jersey. Jaromir Jagr has not played in a Stanley Cup Finals. He did last season with Boston. That was the first time since 91-92 that he had been in the finals, and I thought, boy, a guy like him, who's an unrestricted free agent, could have pretty much picked the city that he wanted to go to. He picked New Jersey.
Well, it's his 7th team now, Brian, and only one of those teams has ever been a Western Conference team, if you're looking at trends. As the Ducks clear, and Brodeur has to come out and play it. He just shovels it to the near side. Winnick gives it up. Cogliano tries to give it back, only to have it blocked. Under a minute to go as Anaheim works shorthanded in the New Jersey zone. Jelena able to shovel it ahead. Michael Ryder loses the panel. And Allen sets it up and tees it up.
Yeah, great job by the penalty killers. The pressure of Winnick and Cogliano up ice, really bottling up the Devils' defense.
Now it's Bonino and Smith penalty up the ice. And Zidlitsky forced to drop it back. And there's just a pass to the open wing the Devils are lucky to keep possession of. Green has his pass denied at the blue line, and Bonino slowly rolls at the length of the sheet. 10 seconds to go, and the penalty to Corey Perry. Puck jumped into the Anaheim zone. Adam Henrique battling for it there for the Devils. Lovejoy squirts it free out of the box. Perry in the breakaway pass. Broken up, but Perry gets to it first, steps in. Glove save, Brodeur.
This is the classic give it to you and then take it away from Marty Brodeur. Corey Perry gets the puck on a pretty steep angle as he attacks the New Jersey net. Watch Brodeur just leans down, holds his left hand up and said, you know what, you thought you had a peek at that top corner. He gave it, he took it away with the left hand.
The Devils now 2 for their last 29 in a 10-game stretch on their power play as they fail on their only opportunity with the extra man so far tonight. Molesky from Lindholm at 11:31. The Ducks lead 1-0. Under 6 minutes to go in the opening period as the Devils are deemed offside.
He told me that he has been skating the whole time he's been injured with Ducks assistant coach Scott Niedermayer at home whenever the team went on the road, and he said that was great, except that sometimes I was a little bit embarrassed because the other guy was skating a lot better than I was skating. But the hard work has paid off because, boy, he's been flying here in the opening period tonight.
Just under 6 to go in the opening period as the Devils rim it around and in. Able to recover possession as they battle for it along the near wall. Jagr shoveling it ahead. So much is made of his age at 41 years of age. Oh, by the way, Jaromir Jagr leads the Devils in goals, assists, points, and plus minus coming into tonight's action. So he's not just a decoration on the Devils' screen, if you will. Good look at Kyle Palmieri there, Brian, on the left. You know, it says that he was born in Smithtown, New York, but Palmieri grew up in Montvale, New Jersey. His parents still live there. He went to St. Peter's High School there before he joined the U.S. national team program, and his brother plays for the Junior B New Jersey Hitmen. So this is a big game for him. I asked him this morning, I said, have you ever played against the Devils in your NHL experience? And he said he hadn't. Most of his action coming last year in the strike-shortened season, or the lockout-shortened season, I should say, which was conference play only.
Very few players out of New Jersey have ever made it to the National Hockey League. And boy, the local media here, or the local New Jersey media, they were all over them today looking for Kyle Palmieri.
Kyle said that when the Ducks were in New York earlier this season, they had a day off. He got to go home, cross the river, but he didn't get to see his brother play. We got a penalty coming up here.
It's like a high sticking penalty.
I think is it going against the Ducks? I believe so.
It is. Watch Andy Green go into the corner. Teemu Selanne is there, and it's his own player that clips him in the face. Matthew Perreault lifted the stick of Zidlitsky.
But they give the penalty to Selanne.
Wow, that was a guess.
And Green is upset because, as you can see, he's cut, and only 2 minutes is up on the board. So it was quite a bit of injustice there in that little sequence.
Well, the primary injustice
There shouldn't have been a penalty.
of the Ducks. It should not have been a penalty. Zidlitsky clips his own teammate, Andy Green, and here's another look at it. Watch Perreault lift the stick of Zidlitsky. He clips Green. Green goes down. Teemu Selanne. Right now, I think there's two penalties being called here against Anaheim.
I think they're having some issues with the scoreboard because they put 2 up for Selanne, then 4 up for Fowler, and now there's 4 seconds for Selanne and 4 minutes for Fowler. And I don't think Cam Fowler, despite some of the confusion on this call, is involved in this at all. So it's just a matter of getting the scoreboard right.
We saw the lobbying from Green for more than just a 2-minute minor penalty. And we will wait and see what the referees figure out here. If in the minds of the referee, it was Solani that got that penalty, it should be 4. It's the wrong call.
That's what they gave him. So the Devils 0 for 1 on the power play with their second chance, and Fowler with a little pass to Winnick, who will lift it all the way down.
So remember on the opening power play that the Devils had in this game, there was great pressure up ice by these two penalty killers for the Ducks, Cogliano and Winnick.
Zidlitsky drops it off Henrique across the line for Elias. They're set up. Eric Jelana's return pass picked off by Winnick, and he just plays it all the way back. Brodeur content to settle that for Zidlitsky.
Well, you had Andrew Cogliano streaking through the middle of the ice.
Getzlaf out on the penalty kill. Zidlitsky gets around him for Jelena on the left board. Elias with a high slot turn. Fire, and Zidlitsky scores. And the boos rained down because they showed the replay on Hondivision and center ice after the call. And the fans are not happy at all.
Zidlitsky's 3rd of the season, and it's a spinorama type shot. Francois Beauchemin comes out for the block right there, and I don't know if that screens Jonas Hiller or if the puck perhaps deflects off of Beauchemin. There's another puck that goes through Jonas Hiller, and this is the 3rd puck that has gone right through the legs of the Anaheim goaltender. This one, however, finds the back of the net.
And still on the power play are the Devils because they changed the penalty to a double minor. So Zidlitsky cuts Green, and then the Devils get a power play and Zidlitsky scores. And Bruner skates it as he brings it into the zone, and it's swatted all the way back by Smith-Pellis. And there's Brodeur. I told you he was active, way out to move it ahead over Jágr, but the Devils denied it to strike. Jaromir Jágr hands it off. Bernier on the right side nudges it ahead. Jágr with that big frame of his works it along around to Green, who's got the repairs necessary. And Bernier collides with Spiza in the corner. Spiza moves it up the wall, and with speed, here comes Cogliano. Winnick crisscrosses behind him, takes the drop pass. Long shot is blocked. And Bruner lays it back. Adam Larsson then runs into him. Cogliano gives him a shove. And under a minute now in the 3rd Devil power play of the opening period. Elias weaves his way into the zone. Jelena diagonally dumps to the far corner. Fowler on a bouncing puck, unable to make contact. And the Devils move it back to the strike. Zidlitsky chips it back. Elias down low. Great puck movement, and Jelena scores. What a pass by Adam Henrique.
Some confusion, John, up top between the penalty killing forwards, Getzlaf and Perry. And that's what opened up the lane for Eric Jelena to slide into. Watch up top here. You're going to see Corey Perry, and then Ryan Getzlaf hesitates. Do I go? Do you go? Both players go, and nobody protects the back door. Jelena slides down and just chops it up into the top corner. And 2 power play goals have given the New Jersey Devils the lead here.
And they score on consecutive power plays.
A bad call.
That should not have happened. I mean, I know it sounds like sour grapes, but the replay very clearly showed that it was Zidlitsky's stick that clipped Andy Green. And the Devils take advantage of the opportunity. You got to give them that. And now New Jersey with their first lead of the night on top 2-1. Hampus Lindholm with an aerial pass that's gloved down in the middle of the ice by Peter Harrell. Ryan Carter brings it in for the Devils, hits the brakes, now shovels it along. Brian Allen protects using his big frame as 5'7" Steve Gianta tries to dig it away from him. Gianta injured his ankle in practice here yesterday. He missed a couple of games with an ankle injury last week. There was some question whether he'd be able to go tonight. But he's out there centering the 4th line for Peter DeBoer. Lovejoy with a shot. Deflected on the way by Cogliano, who then goes after it. In front for Winnick. Right on. Trying to cover Brodeur, and he'll get the whistle.
Martin Brodeur just flat out battles this puck. prevent it from getting into the net. And these were the types of goals the Ducks were not scoring on the road that they were scoring earlier in the year. Rebounds lying around the front of the net. The hunger was not there on the road for possession of these rebounds. Brodeur with the paddle down. Cam Fowler all the way down, tried to chip it over top, but that's a good stop by the veteran goaltender Martin Brodeur. He just finds different ways to stop the puck.
Face off to the left of Brodeur, controlled by the Devils, and away they come to center. Zubras shovels it in. Spiza draped all over by Zubras, moves it along. Getzlaf nudges it ahead, but Jagr kept it in. Now for Travis Zajac. The Winnipeg native puts it behind the net, and Getzlaf pumping there with Jagr. Zajac keeps it deep. Zubras looks to help out. And Jagr steps in front. His shot off a stick comes across the goal mouth arrow to the line. And Larson's shot, was Green, deflected on the way. Went just wide. Zajac into the middle for Zubras. Tries to hand it off. That's sticked away on a high slot shot from Jagr.
A great shift here for the Zajac line, who has got the Ducks' big line all bottled up.
Zubras finds Green, a wrist shot. Steered aside, short side, but again, it's recovered by the Devils. Zubras with under a minute to go in the period. Down low for Zajac.
That's a pick in the corner. That is a pick by Zajac down low, and the referee just lets him away with it.
He was discarded by Francois Beauchemin. Getzlaf can't battle it out. Whipped back around by Green. 15 seconds in the period. Zajac got it to Jagr.
Zubras can get an interference call every 10 seconds on this shift, John. He's just setting picks down low, and the referees are looking the other way.
The Devils will skate away the final seconds of the first period, and they ride 2 power play goals to the lead after 1.
Now, it was a great shift by the Devils late. You could see the icy stare from Brodeur. These picks happening over and over again down low in the Ducks defensive zone. And so the Devils playing around in the gray area, they get the benefit of a bad call against Teemu Selanne, and they scored 2 power play goals. Some adversity that Anaheim has to deal with here tonight.
Interestingly, the Devils are the least penalized team in the National Hockey League, and it works both ways for them in that first period. They get a fortuitous call after the Bolesky goal, and they convert on 2 power plays and lead 2-1. Bonino with Palmieri. Tipped in, great pass by Bonino. Second of the game for Palmieri. Quite a turn of events in the opening period, and the Devils take advantage of an opportunity. They lead the Ducks by a 2-1 count through 20 minutes of play.
You know what? They almost scored a couple of times early in this game. Watch Larson's blast from the point. It goes through Jonas Hiller out the opposite side. That was a break. He also got a break on this Bernier bid that went between his legs and out the other side. Matt Bolesky gets it going for the Ducks. Great little feed from Lindholm. 1-0 Anaheim. At that point, Corey Perry had an opportunity to expand the lead. The veteran Martin Brodeur makes that look very easy. And here's the bad call. Goes against Anaheim. Sedlitsky actually clips his own player, Andy Green. Andy Green says, it's got to be 4 minutes. And the referee says, you know what, you're right, Andy. I'm going to give him a 4-minute penalty. And boy, did it ever cost Anaheim. Sedlitsky's blast goes through the wickets to tie the game up at 1. And then a defensive coverage breakdown by the Ducks penalty killers. And Eric Delana blasted home. So the New Jersey Devils get 2 goals from their defensemen here in the opening period tonight. The Duck wingers have got to do a better job of picking them up.
So how does Anaheim respond? With the answer to that, we go to the Ducks bench and Lisa Hillary. Well, our apologies for the audio issues down on the Anaheim bench. We'll just have to wait and see how the Ducks are able to respond, trailing 2-1 here after 1 period of play.
Bruce Boudreau would have gone into the locker room and he would have said two things. Yes, we got a raw deal on the penalty. But we need to kill penalties, guys. If we're going to win, we have got to get better on the penalty kill. The Ducks went into tonight's game ranked 27th in the league on the penalty kill, and they sure didn't help their numbers in the opening 20 minutes.
Both their power play and penalty kill on the road are last in the National Hockey League. And they begin the second period with the puck. Both teams full strength as Fowler rags it back for Ben Lovejoy. Lovejoy skates it as far as he can and then feeds it in. Zidlitsky goes back after it and then turns it over to Cogliano, who's able to find Fowler. Back up the wall, Cogliano plays it along. Winnick behind the net. Edom sets up in the high slot. Winnick trying to turn away from Zidlitsky. Finds the open man, Brian Allen, looking for traffic in front, can't get the shot through. Comes back to him a couple times, but he's forced to retreat. Devils try to go for a change, and Lindholm lost the handle as he tried to skate it through neutral ice. Well, he had a little space. Now he finds space for Getzlaf. And offside is the call by Lonnie Cameron on the near side. And Corey Perry and Getzlaf look over their shoulders.
Getzlaf says, who?
We had a pretty good look at that one. Let's see if Cameron had a better look. Well, that was a close one.
Close play. I mean, that has to be all the way across the blue line. It was Dustin Penner up at the top of your screen. If any part of the skate blade is touching the blue line, the player is onside.
Ducks win the draw. Lindholm sends it in, and they recover possession. Penner behind the net. Denied, though, by Mark Fane, who stepped in front. And Peter Harold rolls it back. Now it's a foot race as Brian Allen will get to it. Tracked there by Yager. He'll throw it cross ice and Getzlaf back for Lindholm, who had a little trouble handling it, but then just missed Penner with it in the neutral zone. Bounces to Zajac, who gets it across the line, and then Yager caught from behind by Perry, who lifts it back.
You can see that Peter DeBoer really wants this matchup. The Zajac line going head-to-head against Getzlaf. I think a lot of that has to do with that near end of the period shift by that trio against Getzlaf, where they controlled the puck down low in the Anaheim zone for a significant amount of time.
Peter DeBoer, of course, was the coach in Florida for a couple of years before Lou Lamoriello tapped him to take over a couple of years ago for Jacques Lemaire. Immediately had his team in the Stanley Cup Finals in his first season behind the New Jersey bench. We get a whistle, and we got a high sticking call coming up.
It's the youngster Jelena who clips Corey Perry. Perry really sold this one, snapped the head back. Eric Jelena, just 22 years old, good-looking young defenseman, 6'4", 210. Strips the puck away, and then he just kind of rakes that stick across the chin of Perry, and that's going to cost him a couple of minutes.
Jelena takes a seat. His goal is the difference in the game tonight. He now has 5 points this season on the power play, does Jelena. A little bit of a surprising weapon for the New Jersey power play unit, and now 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. Here comes the Devils shorthanded, denied at the line, and it's pounced on by Solani. For Smith-Pelly in front, and another penalty coming up to the Devils here as Devante was hooked, driving the center lane.
What an opportunity now for Anaheim.
2 defensemen are going to be sitting for the Devils. It's Peter Harold.
Peter Harold with the hook on Devante Smith-Pelly. Kind of got the feeling the referees may have watched the video on the non-call of what should have been a non-call against Teemu Solani, because both of those calls marginal. It gives Anaheim a 5-on-3 and an opportunity to get right back in this game. 5-on-3 for 1 minute and 45 seconds. That is plenty of time to really wear down the penalty killers, especially in the second period.
Getzlaf will man one of the points as the Devils win the draw. Honduras sends it around, and the captain is there to seal it off. He and Fowler out high as Bonino works down low with Penner and Perry. Getzlaf trades sides with Fowler, snaps it down low to Perry, who gives it right back. Fowler, one-time blast, score on the rebound! Nick Bonino, we're tied.
Less than 20 seconds for Bonino to pot his 6th of the season, and the Ducks power play strikes. Look at Dustin Penner setting up in front of the net. The shot actually goes off Penner, right to Nick Bonino. It never gets through to Martin Brodeur, and Brodeur's not sure where the puck is because he never felt it. It went off the thigh of Penner, right to Bonino, and the Ducks tie this game up, and they still got a minute 40 left on the power play.
Getzlaf takes it up the left side and has to peel it back as he drew Perry offside on that play. Now Fowler gives it to Perry into the middle. Getzlaf fires it wide as he had Penner driving the near side post. So the Anaheim power play now 1 for 2 and 6 of their last 19. Starting to pick it up a little bit, but errant passes finally enable Andy Green to ice the puck. Getzlaf curls it ahead for Bonino, and his pass hops the stick of Lindholm. Kind of a haphazard looking power play here. The Ducks very nonchalant and not connecting on a lot of passes.
Not executing whatsoever.
And now Perry loses an edge. Getzlaf says that's enough and fires it in. Solani out to force Brodeur, who moves it around, and Zidlitsky fails to clear. Knocked down by Getzlaf. Solani, a rolling puck, and it's deflected out of play by Green.
And unfortunately for Teemu Solani, that puck would just not sit flat. He got a lot on it, but he blew this shot about 3 feet wide of the goal. Maybe it's like, looking at it from that angle, I did not realize at the time it did go off a Devils defender.
As a result, the faceoff stays in the New Jersey zone. 33 seconds left in the penalty to Harold for hooking. The Bonino goal, his second on the power play this year, came from Penner and Fowler at 2:28. Long shot just wide, and the rebound right to the far post off the lively end boards from Lindholm. Solani and Perreault dig it loose, and Lindholm again is the open man. Wrist shot through traffic, fat rebound. Oh, Solani missed. He had a 4x6. Back comes Ryan Carter for the Devils. He hits the brakes, pulls up, and his shot deflected out of play.
Teemu Solani just cannot believe.
Yeah, he's going to see this one in his sleep.
He certainly is. The shot gets through from Lindholm. Look at the screen in front by Devontae Smith. Pelly, I don't think that puck got through to the goaltender, Martin Brodeur. It bounces right to Solani. It's kind of rolling, but he doesn't get much of it, and he slides it just outside the far post.
Final seconds of the penalty to Harold, and Zajac, the top face-off man for the Devils this year, wins the draw. Zajac was 7th in the league a season ago in the face-off circle. His numbers are down, but he still leads the team. Cogliano stays on side as the penalty is over to Harold, and the Devils full strength. Now, this game has been full of special teams goals. 3 of the 4 goals in this game have come on power plays. Now Edom in the corner, working with Cogliano and Winnick behind the net. Edom pounces on the loose puck, trying to find some space for Winnick, and Harold runs him into the end wall. Adam Larson, former first-round pick in 2012, able to pitch it off the boards on the backhand. Edom right back into the New Jersey zone. Harold skates to open space and clears the zone off the stick of Zubras. Boschema is there, and he'll swat it back off the boards. Icing is the call. Purchase an Anaheim Ducks holiday pack today. They include 2 tickets to 3 games and much, much more. They start for as little as $124. Order them now at AnaheimDucks.com/holiday pack. Lokchanov takes the draw. Beaten on the draw by Winnick, but again, the Ducks are whistled for icing as Spiza's pass to no one in general goes the length of the sheet.
Bruce Boudreau changed up his defensive pairings last game against the Pittsburgh Penguins. He puts Bolshman with Spiza, and I think the philosophy behind it is that you have 2 real physical defensemen playing together, and so you often see that pairing, if they stay together, matched up against the bigger players in the opponent.
Spiza, just a couple of games ago, playing his 200th game as a Duck. heads to the bench after sending it in, and Lovejoy's shot again blocked out of play. I believe it was Adam Henrique who got a piece of this one. You know, Ben Lovejoy on Monday returned to Pittsburgh for the first time since he was traded last season to the Ducks. And it was interesting, Hazy, he told me this morning, he said he was excited to play in the game, but he said, I sure am glad it's over. He had an assist, was a +1 in that game. He said, I had to keep my head down all day and remind myself it was a work day. I wasn't there to see friends or former teammates. I'm sure every player has a different experience after being traded the first time they go back. You certainly, I'm sure, remember your first time back after being traded.
Well, more than anything, you want to win, for sure. And this is the team that has made a decision not to have you on their roster anymore. So we'd love to send a little message with the captain.
Zidlitsky's bid knocked down by Fowler, who then recovers and moves it to center. And Paul Mary runs over Zidlitsky as he tried to get in the way. Boy, Bonino had a chance to pick one off, and now he goes back and gets it. Trying to go far post, his pass blocked, but Fowler pounces on it. Now retreats to the point. Perry curls in front, and his shot blocked out of play. The New Jersey Devils last in the league in blocked shots, getting away here at Honda Center. Well, Brian, I was speculating this morning at the skate. You know how I like to speculate. But if these three guys call it a career at the end of this season, it has to be the class in 3 years for the Hockey Hall of Fame, you would think.
I think Taymou's going to retire. I don't believe Brodeur or Jágr will retire at the end of this year. They're both playing at a very, very high level. They're a little younger, of course, than Taymou, a couple of years younger than him. And I look at Jágr, and I think he's been one of the better Devils in tonight's game. And he's also been, the last part of his career, he's very comfortable playing what I like to call the hockey mercenary role. He finds himself an opportunity to pay him the most money, and he goes to that.
Falling down is Lindholm, and a huge chance off the post, and then back in behind the Anaheim goal. Wow.
What a break. Another puck that gets behind Hiller. This one's off the post.
And out. Almost came off his back into the net as Zubris just couldn't believe his good fortune as a sniper took Lindholm down. Yeah, since returning from playing in the KHL, Jaromir Jágr's played in Philadelphia, Dallas, Boston, and now here in New Jersey, all in the span of less than 3 years. He's a workout fiend in the back nine, if you will, of his NHL career. Told that nobody works harder, and he's very creative in the ways that he works. I watched him yesterday at practice. He's almost like another coach. After the drills were over, the coaches were done, he paraded a couple of his younger teammates over to the dry erase board and had his own little tutorial sessions with them. Laktianov trying to cut in off the wing, and he's sealed off by Lovejoy. Winnick with a sharp pass into the middle of the ice for Fowler. Trying to spring Cogliano off the boards. Beaten to it by Adam Larsson. Larsson kicks it along the boards, loose to the corner, and Perreault on his horse after it. Back to the point for Spiza. His shot blocked across by Bernier. Now across the line, and Bruner's shot off the glove of Hiller over top of the net. Solani brings it back the other way. Smith-Pelly can't tip it around Zidlitsky. Ducks come up with it. Taymou behind the back for Perreault, who gets it across the line. Smith-Pelly follows up. Taymou to the corner with a strike right through Perreault and out of the zone.
Puck just looked like it hopped on Matthew Perreault. Too bad.
Ducks regroup. Here's Smith-Pelly with a shot. Blocked by Harold. Bounces in the slot. Solani and Perreault are there. Nobody can get the handle, and Ryan Carter lifts it out of harm's way.
You say, John, that this team does not block an awful lot of shots. They're out of character tonight.
Yeah, the stat crews just must not like them because they've been in the way of everything. Now it's Bonino working down low with Smith-Pelly. Off the back of the New Jersey goal. And Cam Janssen comes up with it. The St. Louis native, just recalled from Albany of the AHL, throws it in, but his mates are offside.
And defenseman Hampus Lindholm the toe pick right now there loses his balance, and in comes Zubris. He's thinking top of the net. He's got Hiller beat to the short side. And this puck is dead center on that goalpost. Look where it bounces right back up into the air. Lindholm, who has been so good for the Ducks this season.
Zubris, the 17-year veteran out of Lithuania. Been with the Devils now for the last 7 seasons. They're signing as a free agent in the summer of 2007. Fowler behind the net, contested by Elias. Nudges it away, and the outlet pass from Bonino misses Palmieri. They wave the icing. Shelling out hard around, and he gets hit hard by who else? Matt Bolesky. Bolesky has been a tough guy to play against tonight. Henrique and Allen brandish sticks below the goal line, and Allen uses his feet to keep it alive as his stick was tied up. Nice play there. Penner throws it across. Lindholm sends it in. Just past the halfway mark of the hockey game at Honda Center. The Devils and Ducks are tied at 2. Zubris puts it right into the goal crease. Great save by Brodeur.
Why does the whistle blow? That puck is not covered. The Ducks hungry and almost take the lead here in Anaheim.
Welcome back to Honda Center. 2-2 hockey game. Nick, nice to see you get rewarded there with the extra man. What do you need to do to keep the pressure on this very persistent Devils team?
We just got to get in, hit their D. They play so good down in their zone. They have 3 guys on the puck. So we got to find ways to switch sides and take pucks to the net.
Nick, thank you.
Yeah.
9:46 remains, second period. Each team has had a 1-goal lead and watched it evaporate in this game as we are tied midway through this one. Awkward call for Corey Perry off the faceoff. The Devils throw it up ice, and Yager's pass across ice comes back to Perry. Getzlaf gets it off the glass, walks in front. Oh, poke check extraordinaire by a sprawling Brodeur.
Getzlaf got it around his stick. He just couldn't slide it into the wide open net.
And Brodeur goes back to get his stick, which ended up on the other side of the zone. This has been a game of near misses for both teams.
Unbelievable.
And now offside is Perry as he spills across the blue line into the New Jersey zone.
Now, Marty Brodeur, this is a throwback move. He goes for the containment poke check, I call it, and he misses. Getzlaf gets it around him and then slides it back all the way to the goal crease. Oh, my goodness. What a chance. And at the end of that, Getzlaf is tripped up by the stick of the netminder Brodeur, and I think that's what made it difficult. Getzlaf wants a penalty. They never call that penalty on the goaltender. When you slide out like that and take the feet away from an attacking player, they don't call that tripping.
You sound like you speak from experience.
Well, that was a move that back in the day you would see goaltenders use routinely. Marty Brodeur might be the only guy left in the league that uses that move.
A little bit of a samurai squat. Now this thing has started to open up a little bit.
John, the Ducks have outchanced the Devils here in the second period 7-1. Their only chance was on that bad turnover that led to the Zubris shot that went off the post. So territorially, the second period has been owned by the Ducks.
Home run pass by Fowler misses Cogliano, but he nullifies the icing on a good hustle effort. Harold, the side of the net, able to shake free of him. And it's lobbed in by Loktionov, and the Devils will go for a change. Pizza hit by Cam Janssen. Around the wall it comes. Larson, bad angle shot. A stick save by Hiller. Lobbed back by Winning. And played in the neutral zone by the Devils. I believe we got a whistle for a hand pass. Tuesday, November 26th, it's another watch party as the Ducks will take on the Dallas Stars beginning at 5 o'clock. The street team will host at Hooters. Great food, drinks, and opportunity, many opportunities, I should say, to win autographed items as well. Go to AnaheimDucks.com/watch-party for details.
Bruce Boudreau has made an adjustment here in his defensive pairings. Hampus Lindholm now paired with Lucas Sbisa. We've seen that with Boudreau one of the things I've always said about this coach is that he has a great feel for who is going and who is not on any given night. And we've seen he is not afraid to make changes on the fly in the middle of a game.
You better be flexible if you play for Bruce Boudreau, especially at the forward position. Elias with a shot off a skate wide of the net. Larson plays it across, and another point shot from Zidlitsky, turned away by Hiller. Outlet pass is errant, and the Ducks will be whistled for an icing.
Good pressure here by New Jersey, but the speed of the New Jersey Devils has been lacking on the attack here in the second period. Boudreau, I don't think we'll be pleased with the execution level thus far in this game. There's been a lot of errant passes on tonight. I think there is still a little bit of that road trip hangover having an effect on the Ducks' performance.
Neither one of these teams surrender an awful lot of shots on goal, and it shows. 7 minutes to go here as Bolesky gets to the front of the net, and his redirect out of play off the stick of Brodeur.
Yeah, nice play. Kyle Palmieri gets that loose puck. Bolesky drives the center lane, but he's so tight to Martin Brodeur here that Brodeur just reaches out with the goal stick. Calmly deflects it over top of the glass, but a little chip play that time in behind Green, and Zidlitsky a split second late getting to pressure Palmieri.
These teams have combined for only 24 shots on goal in 33 minutes. The Devils give up the third fewest shots per game. The Ducks are in the top 10 in the league in that category as well. And this one is at least so far gone to script where that is concerned. Zubris ran into Brian Allen. Gets the pass back in the Anaheim zone, and then is given a rough ride again by Brian Allen.
The Anaheim bench, Francois Beauchemin is not on it, John, and I mentioned some shuffling of the defense pairings. We have not got any word on Beauchemin's status.
Zidlitsky plays it across. Zajac will let Green fire, and partially blocked off of Corey Perry. Another collision between Zubris and Getzlaf. Those two have been very close to one another the entire shift. Stretch pass quickly by Allen is tipped into the New Jersey zone. But Martin Brodeur is like a third defenseman back there. His willingness to play the puck and his ability. Solani. That's a good chip deep into the zone, forcing Zidlitsky to play. Up the wall, Bernier, turned back by Perreault. And now it's Bruner who gets it out. Devils want to change. Ducks flip it in. That hit the linesman. And Smith-Pelly lost the handle as he tried to get it off the boards. Harold in full flight through center. Chips it deep into the Anaheim zone. Spiza back after it. Bumped by Bruner. Solani careful as he gets the outlet into the middle of the ice. Here's Perreault across the line. Moves it ahead. Smith-Pelly knocks it out of midair, then lost sight of it. Solani there to help out. Lindholm forced to retreat defensively, intercepts at center, and fires it right back in.
Smart play by Lindholm. He had no surefire outlet, so he decided to just zip it into the corner and get it out of harm's way.
Devils whistled for icing, and the faceoff will come all the way back into the New Jersey zone.
We talked a lot about Hampus Lindholm and the different defense pairings he has been involved in this year with no Beauchemin in the lineup. Right now he's out there with Brian Allen. Bruce Boudreau was saying that the thing about Lindholm is that he seems to be comfortable playing on the right side.
Penalty coming up as Edom gets to a loose puck in the slot, and the Devils will go shorthanded. That's one of those penalties they probably felt they had to take. The Ducks on the power play when we come back.
Got a 2-2 game tonight, but it sure seems like the score could easily be way higher. Teemu Solani had an open net. He couldn't put it home. Lindholm blew out a tire, and then Danis Zubris ripped one off the short side goalpost, and then Ryan Getzlaf got this puck all the way around. Martin Brodeur could not slide it into the wide open net.
Ducks about to go on the power play as Cam Jansen's called for hooking at 15:01 of the second. Both teams have converted on the power play in this one, and Anaheim wins the draw. Getzlaf across the zone, top of the right circle, hands it off and gets it back. Around now for Fowler. Into the middle. Perry put it right on and a save by Brodeur. Bonino Diaz been tracking down pucks on the power play all night long. Dislodges it from Zubris. Penner comes up with it for Perry near circle. Wide open is Getzlaf to the ladies' tees and a save by Brodeur.
Yeah, I was thinking 5-hole all the way for Ryan Getzlaf. And Marty Brodeur just closed it up at the last second. Good puck movement from the Ducks power play. They move it around the perimeter. Then the pass that goes through the four-man penalty-killing box. And whenever that happens and it's fielded cleanly, it's usually a pretty darn good scoring chance.
28 seconds gone in the power play. Bonino wins the draw. Fowler off the board. Bonino, side of the net. Penner, and the pass comes all the way back to Getzlaf. He scores! That was a ball!
And it was a bomb straight into the top corner that Martin Brodeur never saw, because Corey Perry goes to the front of the net and just blocks out the sun. Brodeur goes down, tries to make himself get big, but no way did he ever get a look at that shot. And what a shot it was by Getzlaf. Perfect. He rips it into the top corner. How about it? The Ducks got a couple of power play goals tonight.
Great screen by Perry. And Anaheim leads again. It's 3-2. Devils bring it to center, and Winnick back after it in his own zone. Cross ice for Spiza. And Lovejoy careful to just move it up the boards. Getzlaf with his team-leading third on the power play this season. His 12th goal of the year. Penner picks up his second assist of the night. 3:40 to play, second period. Lovejoy reverses it for Spiza. Nashua, New Hampshire native, plays it off the boards. Edom got a touch on it, and Anaheim will change. Ziblitsky back the other way, and his pass off the stick of Smith-Pelly and out of play. Shots are 18-10 in favor of the Ducks.
Johnny, we were talking about a shortened bench for the Anaheim blue line. So there's still no Francois Beauchemin yet. We have not heard whether it was an equipment issue with Beauchemin or an injury of some sort. He's been gone for some time now.
That's why we're seeing interesting pairs. That was Lovejoy and Spiza out there paired together on the last shift. As obviously Bruce Boudreau forced to juggle his deep pairing. Steven Gianta pitches it in on the backhand, and Lindholm, who's out with Allen right now, back to move it. Allen curls it into the middle, and here's a 2-on-1 if the Ducks hurry. Perreault has Solani with it. Can't get it over to him. It came back to him, and Brodeur able to slide to the near post.
Yeah, too generous for Matthew Perreault. Looking for Solani all the way on the 2-on-1, and well defended.
Down to 2.5 to go in the second. Yager moves it into the middle, and it's slashed away from Zubris. Again, up ice. Here come the Ducks. Perry gets center red, and off the glass and out of play. His attempted dump ends up being a souvenir.
Let's go back to the 2-on-1 for the Ducks. Matthew Perreault and Peter Solani breaking away. Andy Green in the middle plays it perfectly. He kind of rotates his feet at just the last second. And as he does so, he takes away the passing lane from Matthew Perreault. Not a difficult save.
Andy Green's turned into a real nice defenseman over his 8 years in New Jersey. Undrafted out of Miami of Ohio. Was a +12 for them a season ago. And their leading scoring defenseman last year as well. Offside is the call here against the Ducks.
This is a breakthrough of sorts for the Ducks tonight. We're talking about the New Jersey Devils and just how well they have been playing defensively. They've only allowed more than 2 goals against once in their last 9 games.
Yeah,
so the Ducks have got 3 up on the board, and you think of the near misses that they have had, and they easily could have 4 or 5 in this one.
Well, Bruce Boudreau was concerned with the goal scoring coming off that road trip. Anaheim, one of the top goal scoring teams in the league. Still 6th overall, averaging better than 3 goals a game coming into tonight. New Jersey has 1 shot on goal in the second period as the clock winds to under 2 minutes to go. Most of it's been played at this end of the ice. Lovejoy's shot is blocked as Harold got his stick on it.
You know, the good thing he did, Marty Brodeur did not have a stick in his hands when that shot was released by Lovejoy.
Fowler joins the play through center, steers it in. Perry waits on the near side and blocks Spain's clearing attempt. Jágr supports along the wall and is able to move it out of the zone. Zubras angles it in and heads to the bench for a change. Deft little play by Allen as he made a short pass to Spiza. But Bolesky has it knocked away back into the zone. Allen covers up. Versus for Spiza. Bolesky drops down and lobs it out of harm's way. Under a minute to go in the period. Nearly able to one-hand it. In on Brodeur alone was Palmieri there.
Talking with Palmieri about his little drought, and he said, you know what, I'm getting chances, but I think I just need to spend a little bit more time around the crease area.
Bouncing puck right to the goal mouth as Allen couldn't get a skate on it, and Michael Ryder nearly got there. Ryder's been quiet tonight, the free agent signing in the offseason from Montreal. Bit of a power play specialist. Bernier brings it in with under 20 seconds to go in the period. Gianta chases to the corner, back to the line. Green's one-timer off the stick of Lovejoy. Final seconds of the period as Ryan Carter digs it out of the corner. Lovejoy lost his stick. They work it around the perimeter. Green shot tipped, and off the side of the goal as the horn sounds.
Yeah, the high tip play almost successful for the Devils. And a little redirect went off the side of the net. It was Gianta that got a touch on it, but a good comeback for the Ducks. They scored 2 power play goals in the second period and now have a 1-goal lead exactly where they want to be heading into the third.
It has been a special teams night at Honda Center. 5 goals in the game, 4 of them have come on power plays. Both teams striking twice, as Brian mentioned. The Ducks doing the damage in the second, and they've regained the lead after 40 minutes of play.
All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Anaheim Ducks, that's expressly prohibited. It's a 3-2 Ducks lead through 40 minutes here tonight at Honda Center, and now it is time for tonight's AT&T Rewind. We've talked a lot about Jaromir Jágr and Teemu Selanne, 2 great veteran stars. They played once earlier. It was back on December the 7th, 1996. And in that game, Teemu Selanne would score against Patrick Lalime. Jaromir Jágr would also score in that game. Pass from the great Mario Lemieux. That was the insurance marker into a wide-open, empty net. But boy, it's been a long time, isn't it, since those 2 great players have met in this building?
Hey, you know, Brian, up in the press box right now is the number 8 all-time goal scorer, Steve Yzerman, the general manager of the Tampa Bay Lightning, here doing a little pre-scouting. His club, of course, out on the West Coast. They're going to play the Kings tomorrow, and then they'll be here to play the Ducks on Friday. So we got number 10 and 11 on the ice, and number 8 in the press box.
Yeah. Teemu Selanne has been given a little bit of extra ice time tonight. Perhaps Bruce Boudreau feeling that the Flash, a little bit more jump in his step. We've seen him with a couple of great scoring opportunities so far in this game.
So the Ducks take the lead into the third period of play. Speaking of guys who got chances, Jágr, you mentioned it earlier, Brian. You thought was one of the better Devils on the ice for the first half of this hockey game.
They all went pretty quiet in that second. I would imagine inside that New Jersey locker room, Peter DeBoer was not very pleased. His team was not winning the puck battles that they were winning in the opening 20 minutes. And there's a guy to keep an eye on. Dana Zubras, he and Ryan Getzlaf have really been going at one another so far in tonight's game.
The 3 shots on goal in the second period, not completely out of character for this somewhat offensively challenged Devils team.
They barely average 2 goals a game, bottom 5 of the league in that category, and they are next to last in shots on goal per game this season under DeBoer as well.
You know, DeBoer was saying, he goes, look, we have figured out that our only formula for success is that we grind it out every single shift, of every period, of every game. We cannot open it up and be competitive. It's not an easy way to play.
Third period underway, and Yager reaches for the opening draw, and a penalty immediately coming up against the Ducks. They'll whistle it here.
Just 7 seconds into the period, a hooking call.
And this one is going to go against Dustin Penner, and it's right off the opening faceoff, just 7 seconds in. And the Devils, who've already got a couple of power play goals, get an early opportunity here in the third. Dustin Penner, the expression on his face says it all. Keep an eye on the top of your circle. Jaromir Jagr's going to get to this puck, and then there goes the little tug on the hands by Dustin Penner that will cost him 2 minutes.
Devils 2 of 3 tonight on the power play, have not had a man advantage since the opening period. And they win the draw. Bruner manning one of the points, slides it over. Zidlitsky shot got through. Hiller spit a little rebound out, and he just stays put, and the puck battle won by Daniel Winnick. Winnick starts back shorthanded with Getzlaf 2-on-2. Stick handles to the near boards and then feathers it all the way back for Fowler.
That's good play by Daniel Winnick. Throw the brakes on in the offensive zone, kick it all the way back into your own zone to a wide open Cam Fowler, and that burns about 15 seconds off of the Devils' power play.
Here's Jelena. He has one of the 2 Devil power play goals, and a centering pass off the heel of Jager's stick. Recovered by New Jersey, and Green moves it up the boards. Quick puck movement right back to Jelena, the defenseman, who went up to the half wall. Nice pass back for Green, who walks the line. Now Jelena's shot deflected, got to Hiller, made the save. Rebound held in by Green. Andy Green looking for a shooting lane, hands it off. Gets it back, winds, fires, blocked, and it comes through to Hiller, who holds on.
And Francois Beauchemin is not part of the penalty killing unit here for the Ducks. In fact, he has not returned. We're looking around and trying to find out what might have happened to him. He did go awkwardly into the boards the early part of that second period. He played after that, however, John. So we're not sure if that was the play that has sent Francois Beauchemin to the locker room.
Playing in his 181st consecutive game tonight. Takes a lot to get Francois out of the lineup. Couple of efforts, finally clears the zone as Winnick trickles it back, and now 45 seconds left in the penalty to Penner. Zidlitsky drops it through neutral ice. Henrique's pass a little out of the reach of Elias, and fired the length of the ice by Ben Lovejoy. Brodeur making his 8th start in the last 11 games for the Devils after earlier this year declaring that the net belonged to Corey Schneider.
Corey Schneider has been equally as good as Martin Brodeur. He just hasn't had any offensive support whatsoever. I mean, both guys have goals against under 2 for crying out loud. It's not that Schneider hasn't been good. It's just been in the net. Not a lot of goals going in at the opposite end.
Brodeur began his year 0-2-2, and then was a little premature with his own demise. And since then, he is 6-1-1 coming into tonight. Penalty is over. Penner's out of the box, and he dismantles his man at the blue line, knocking him all the way to the bench, and Hiller covers up. Well, you could win a 2014 Honda Odyssey this season at Fan Appreciation Night. All you have to do to participate is log on to AnaheimDucks.com/Honda Odyssey. You must be 18 years of age to enter.
A successful kill to open the period for the Ducks, and believe me, that is a big one for them.
Big collision between Fane and Bolesky.
And Bolesky runs down a loose puck in the neutral zone. Chipped away from Bonino. Lovejoy spins it back. Palmieri has his pocket picked along the near wall by Bruner. Harrell rockets it in, the former Boston College standout, now in his 8th year. And Fowler will send it back from where it came. Bonino trying to battle it out of the zone, but he fails. Bernier got it to Loktionov, but his shot is well wide. Puck squirts to the near circle, and Palmieri gets it from Lovejoy. Trying to get center red and get it deep. Now he battles it across the line and sends it all the way to the side of the net. That will enable Anaheim to change. Harold now flushed from behind the net by Matthew Perreault. Perreault stays with him as he angles it off the glass, and Adam Henrique sends it in. Hiller moves it along. Michael Ryder, though, ends up with it in the corner. Ryder trying to cycle it back, and off a deflection, the Devils get it to Ryder in the slot. A blocker save by Hiller.
First shot of the game for Michael Ryder, and a good stop by Hiller.
Larson's shot misses from the right point. And Solani tried to settle things down. Does a nice job to find an open Lucas Spiza. Perreault rims it around and in. Brodeur stays put. Smith-Pelly put it to the side of the net. Brodeur got a stick on it, and Steven Gianta clears. Fowler waits for the mates to touch up, goes cross ice. Allen sends it in wide.
See those cross dump-ins that the Ducks have been using. They're all designed to keep the puck away from the New Jersey netminder, of course. Don't let Marty Brodeur handle it.
Ooh, Allen just missed connecting with the captain. Instead, Jelena, he's got a heavy shot. Lets it fly. Nudged ahead for Perry by Getzlaf, but it was in his skates. I don't think he ever saw it.
We just got word from the Anaheim locker room. Francois Beauchemin will not return in this game.
Ryan Carter with a wrist shot. That's blocked. Brian Allen got in the way of that one. Recovered by Zajac. They bring it in front. Lays it back to the line. Green into the middle. The high tip is deflected away by Allen.
Yeah, really good job by Brian Allen. Step up on Ryan Carter and make sure that that puck does not get into the Anaheim crease area.
Yonder pursues Lovejoy. Allen behind the net. They bounce it away, and the long outlet fired out by Getzlaf. It's a foot race. Cogliano loses an edge as he gets to it, and Green comes away with it for the Devils. Non-stop action at Honda Center. Lovejoy swats one away, but it stays in the zone. Elias to the front of the net, off a skate. Loose in the blue paint. Hiller makes the save, tries to cover, and gets the whistle.
Critical stop in the game for Jonas Hiller, and it's Zubers hacking away at a short rebound. The puck just kind of sat in the Anaheim goal crease. Zubers was there chopping. Lovejoy was trying to move him out, but Hiller did the right thing. He got the paddle down on the ice, took away the lower portion of the net, and there's just no way for that puck to go through him.
Shots now 20-19 in favor of the Devils.
We wonder, John, if they would come out with a little bit more urgency here in the third period. And they have.
Yeah, the pushback has been there. They've outshot the Ducks 8-0 in the third period. We're 6 minutes in. Peter Harold backs into his own zone. Elias throws it across. Kane trying to join the rush, lost the puck, and it's deflected into the Devils bench. The Ducks with a one-goal lead in the third.
Ben Getzlaf has had just a terrific season so far, and he's been very good in this game tonight. Easily could have at least a couple of goals in this one. That was the one where he got around Marty Brodeur. Here Brodeur takes away the 5-hole and shuts down Getzlaf, and this was the power play blast that ain't nobody going to stop that one. Getzlaf now third in the NHL in point scoring, and in the last 11 games, 16 points plus 11. He has just been dominant.
Well, he got 6 goals in his last 5 games. Remember, he missed 3 in between there with that upper body injury, but he hasn't missed a beat since returning. Now has a 3-game point scoring streak in the 3 games since he resurfaced in the Anaheim lineup. Ducks want to play in the Devils' end a little bit here. Palmieri interfered with a little bit as he dumped that puck into the New Jersey zone.
It was close. Jelena stepped into Palmieri after he had flipped the puck in.
Now Jelena reverses it away from his forecheck in the middle of the ice. Loktionov has it knocked away, but he recovers to clear the zone. Michael Ryder trying to beat 3 different defenders, able to get a shot away, but all it did was rattle the glass. The Ducks clear. And the Devils get back onside.
Smart play there by Ben Lovejoy. Under pressure, no available outlet, staring him right in the face. Rather than go to the backhand side, he just flips it off of the glass and gets the clear.
Getzlaf gets it from Penner. Little stutter step move to the backhand in front. Tipped over top and out of play as Perry got a stick on that.
Did not miss by much. Getzlaf is just so big and strong. Watch how he just kind of snaps this backhander right to the top of the goal crease. And those long arms of Corey Perry. Perry just reaches out and takes a poke at this puck, and he doesn't miss by much.
Does anybody pass it harder on the backhand than Ryan Getzlaf?
Very few players. So very few players who play the center position in the game today have the kind of upper body strength that Getzlaf has.
Face-off comes outside the strike. Devils looking for the equalizer in a thus far scoreless third period. Here's Zubris. A little short pass, and it ended up on goal. Kicked away by Hiller. He was trying to find Green, the defenseman, driving the center lane. Zajac unable to dislodge it from Getzlaf. And Fowler able to clear. Green hinging back into his own zone along with Zidlitsky. His pass off an Anaheim stick, still on side of the Devils. Zajac to the high slot. Yager with a spin move, and his backhander missed the mark. Harold slides it across. Zidlitsky, wrist shot, wide of everything.
Shift here by New Jersey. Once again, it's the Zajac line head-to-head against Getzlaf, and they're making the Ducks' big line play in their own end.
Good effort by Lovejoy from one knee to get it up to Penner. He gets center red. The Ducks will get a change. Harold on his horse through neutral ice. Stick handles in, but Bruner is offside. Step back to your senior year, December 13th, and join the Ducks at Servite High School for the 2014 Ducks Casino Night High School Prom, presented by the Klein family. Get your tickets at AnaheimDucks.com/casino night. I don't even remember my senior prom. How about you?
I'm not touching that one. I do, as a
You don't remember my senior prom either? Lindholm off the boards for Solani. And Smith-Pelly on a second effort gets it in deep. Brodeur plays it away. Smith-Pelly threw it across an empty slot. Fane leads it up the near side and went right through Bruner. Icing is the call.
Damian Bruner has been very, very quiet tonight. The Devils, they signed him as an unrestricted free agent during the offseason. He got 4 goals on the season. He got 12 last year for the Red Wings. The Red Wings just didn't like the fact that Bruner was great when he had the puck.
Yeah.
But not so good without the puck.
He was a -6 with the Wings a year ago. He's a -7 coming into tonight with the Devils this season. So the North American game, perhaps the defensive side of the puck, is eluded him so far after 6 years in the Swiss Elite League. Fans still trying to get penalty calls that they're not getting on the ice. There's a lot of slashing, a lot of one-on-one battles going on out there. Fowler gets it on the reversal from from Allen, and now he's flushed out by Gianta. Carter got a piece of that pass, and that slowed up Cogliano at the blue line.
You can hear the Ducks bench yelling deep. Want to make sure that their players, when they have that puck in the neutral zone, don't try any cross-ice passes at the New Jersey blue line. Get pucks in deep.
Bonino with a good job mucking things up in the neutral zone. And now the Devils forced to restart. Gelinas pass for Ryan Carter. Curls back, throws it into the middle. Gelina joins the rush, close save by Hiller. A little right-handed robbery from the Anaheim netminder. Halfway through the third period, the Ducks cling to a 1-goal lead as Hiller holds on. Bruce Boudreau looks on with half a third period to go, and the third period has been very different from the second.
Yep, we thought that Jersey might make a big push here, and they have in the opening half of the period. Now shooting the Ducks 10-0 here. And Boudreau wants his team to play at the opposite end a little bit. Marty Brodeur sitting back there in a recliner so far in this period.
Winnick tries to battle the puck through the neutral zone. It ends up in his feet. Now he hinges it back. Fowler fans on it. He'll get a second effort. And Fowler right up the middle. Bonino trying to just tip it in. Gets it across the line, but it's knocked down.
And Green stays back to help his defense partner, Zidlitsky. Into the middle, Occhiano. Into the Anaheim zone. Stick handles to the board. Back to Green. His shot blocked by Palmieri. Broke his stick. But it went right to Bolesky. Long time ago, Matt Bolesky got the scoring started in this one with his first goal of the year. And his cross-corner dump ends up on the near side of the New Jersey zone. Michael Ryder forced to just pitchfork at the length of the ice. This will be an icing call against New Jersey.
And it's an opportunity. The Devils trapped on the ice. The Ducks with an offensive zone face-off and fresh troops over the boards as the Getzlaf line comes out in its entirety. Peter DeBoer is a very quiet guy. I mean, you listen to his press conferences, see the way he interacts, at least behind the bench. Of course, we don't know what he's like inside the locker room, but strikes me as kind of a quiet, unassuming guy with a great coaching record, of course.
Highly successful at the junior level. Plymouth Whalers in the OHL for a number of years. Lindholm with a back pass that went right to Jágr. And now Spiza cast aside by Jágr, whose centering pass goes off of Zajac to the near corner. Penner drops down to help out. Jágr again trying to center. That's denied once and a second time by Getzlaf. Up the wall, Penner trying to protect it. 2 assists tonight for Dustin Penner. But Harold retreats with the puck knifed away on a second effort by Getzlaf. Ducks want to change. Harold off the boards for Jágr, and his centering pass broken up by Winnick. Allen behind the net, puts it on the dasher. Edom couldn't get there.
He's got to get to those boards earlier. In this stage of the game where pucks are being rimmed around the boards, that winger has got to be on the boards.
Yeah, Fane was quick to come off the point. Now to Jelena. He'll measure and take that big shot of his. Gobbled up by Hiller.
I've been so impressed with the defenseman, Derek Jelena. And he is not afraid to jump up into the play. Memorial Cup, St. John's back in 2012. Puck did not miss a leg like Corey Perry by much.
Just 12 games this year for Jelena. Already got a couple of goals, both on the power play, including one here tonight. Has 6 points in those 12 games.
The Ducks are still looking for their first shot on goal here in the third period.
Cogliano with a rolling puck that he couldn't get to the New Jersey goal. Winnick comes out of the corner with it, but has it dislodged as he gets near the middle of the ice. Fowler, careful, backing into his own zone, uses the boards. Cogliano receives it there, has a man open in the middle. It's Winnick. Knocked off his stick, but it gets across the line. Cogliano follows up, bumped off the puck by Jelena. Elias leads it across. Jelena gets it inside Anaheim line. Devils are changing. Ducks try to catch him on it. Quickly Lovejoy ahead to Matthew Perreault. Perreault behind the net to Solani, right back to Perreault. Lindholm is the open man, keeps it on the boards as he sends it down low, and Green keeps going with it. Andy Green puts it on the glass and out center ice. Perreault's pass across is intercepted. Henrique tries to pass across. Knocked down by Solani, and Lindholm starts back. Hampus just being skied on from behind, couldn't get the shot to the net.
Almost got the sense that he didn't really want to jump into the play.
Solani taps it over to him. Now he'll take the shot. Saved by Brodeur, and the rebound. Swing and a miss for Solani.
That's a good, smart shot by Lindholm into the feet of the goaltender.
Ryder loses the handle. Carter jumps on it, knocked away in the slot. And Bolesky careful to bring it to the perimeter and throw it off the glass all the way back. This will be icing.
And the referees have put the whistles away. There was contact with the hands attacking the Devil forward there that the Ducks got away with. Moments ago, Hampus Lindholm jumped up into the rush, but it was a reluctant jump up because, of course, with a 1-goal lead, and no Francois Beauchemin as part of the defensive arsenal for the Ducks. He wanted to make darn sure he didn't get caught up ice.
Now with the icing call, Bruce Boudreau says 6:06 to go in a 1-goal game. It's critical enough to make sure everybody's rested. So he's going to use his timeout here.
Peter DeBoer goes to the dry erase board and he diagrams a play for his team. I mentioned, John, that the referees have been much more liberal in terms of what they have allowed in this third period compared to the rest of the game. And DeBoer will be relaying that information to his team. We saw a lot of picks in the offensive zone at times in the opening period tonight. We saw none of them in the second period. Don't be surprised if the Devils forwards, in an attempt to try and create some space for themselves in the offensive zone, start setting picks again.
Devils haven't been to Honda Center in over 3 years. The last time they were here was October 29th of 2010. They trailed the Ducks 3-2 with 6 to go here in the third, and off the face-off win, Perreault won the draw. Lindholm carries to center. Solani had the pass hit him. He didn't see it in his feet at the line. The Ducks get changes in the meantime. Jágr plays it back. Probably see a lot of this big line, the number 1 line for DeBoer, and the Devils has been their best line all night. Zubras chases deep into the Anaheim zone. He's met there by Lovejoy. Perry rims it around. Getzlaf into the middle of the ice, and there's a lot of space there as Spiza steps up. Gets center red and diagonally dumps to the corner. Perry gets to it. Drops it off for Getzlaf, who whips it right out on the right pad, saved by Brodeur.
And again, a good decision by Getzlaf. Get it into the feet of the goaltender, and who knows where the rebound might end up.
Devils clear the zone. They were changing. And Getzlaf sends it back in.
Watch out for this Devils defense pair of Zidlicky.
Zidlicky turned it over. Perry across the line with Edom, and he can't get it to the front of the net for Emerson.
He got hooked.
And a penalty call against the Devils. The hook, they will call it, with just 4:59 to play. And a huge power play chance for the Ducks to perhaps put this one away late in the third. A sight for sore eyes for the Ducks is Honda Center as they lead 3-2 in the third, and here's why. The best start in team history to begin a season in this building is tied for the 6th longest home win streak to begin a season in league history, and if they can extend it here tonight, it would tie for the 3rd longest in league history to begin a season at home. And they got a chance as they go to the power play for the 5th time tonight, leading 3-2. They're 2-4 with the extra man. Fowler's pass into the middle, tap back to Bonino. He has a goal and an assist tonight, both coming on the power play. Side of the net, Penner. Very patient as they overload the right side of the zone. Bonino's pass trickles across to Getzlaf, who takes it on the backhand. Into the middle, nobody home. Ryan Carter says thank you very much and angles it away. Hiller way out to play it. Fowler says we'll start from behind the net. 4:15 to go in the game, a minute 15 to go on the power play, and the Ducks turn it over in the neutral zone. Patrick Elias drops it off. Adam Henrique just turns it down low. Elias is there. Back to the point, and now vacating the zone. The Devils will just work precious time off the penalty clock. Middle of the ice, Elias turns in, has his pocket picked by Getzlaf. Leads it ahead for Perry, but he overled him. That's icing.
There's just no speed. Getzlaf got the puck.
As at the end of the shift there.
Solani was on one wing. Perry was on the other wing. But there was no speed away from the puck and no passing option really for Getzlaf. Now he can't get off the ice. Still 48 seconds left in the Anaheim power play. Taken off because of the icing.
Both teams have squandered 1-goal leads in this one. 3-2 Anaheim. And a face-off win for Bonino. Getzlaf flushed from behind the net. And again, painted into a corner as he waits back in his own zone. Ahead for Perreault. Into the zone and batted away by Zajac. They'll stretch it for Zubras. Swept off his stick by Lindholm, but only 20 seconds left in the power play. A power play that has looked more like a penalty kill for the Ducks here in the last minute. Lindholm to center. Skates it in and then lobs it to the corner. Adam Larsson off the end boards, plays it off the glass, and Spiza holds it in. Penalty is over to Zidlicky. He's out of the box. The Devils full strength. Henrique leads it to him. Batted away by Spiza right to Henrique. Now knocked away by Perreault. And Spiza sand wedges it to center.
Boy, they just aren't doing much whenever they get possession of the puck. So this is a nervous protection of the lead here by the Ducks.
Lovejoy gets an awkward feed from Hiller behind the net, and the Devils take it away. Lukyanov has it knocked out of his feet, and Cogliano with a nice pass to Edom with speed. Edom goes wide on Larson, comes in. Paddle save made by Brodeur.
It's a big stop by Martin Brodeur.
Kept in by Fowler. Cogliano cycles it deep. To the near side, Lovejoy activates to the hash mark to keep it in. And now the Devils being forced to play in their own zone a little bit. Cogliano with another good hustle play, and he finds an open Fowler. His shot never made it to Brodeur. 2 minutes to go in regulation, 3-2 Anaheim.
Now, this is the best shift in a long time for the Ducks, and it's their defensive-minded players.
Fowler keeps it in. Winnick keeps it deep. Smith-Pelly trying to keep it away as he brings it up the wall, drops it off, and Winnick into the middle, finds an open Lindholm. Shot pass tipped over top by Smith-Pelly.
Too bad. Boy, what a play that was by Lindholm. He read that perfectly. Smith-Pelly was open.
Devils changing. Lindholm gloves it down for Bonino. Pulls up in the corner. Oh, and a slot. Bolesky just couldn't handle it. Allen keeps it deep. They can't get Brodeur out as the game clock down to a minute 20. Anaheim keeping it deep in the New Jersey zone. Bonino loses it to Zajac. Jelena jumps into the play. Brodeur to the bench. The extra man is on for the Devils. Smith-Pelly tried to make a pass to Bonino. Instead, it's kept in. Lindholm knifes it along the boards. Allen knocked down. Elias steps in front. They score! Allen fell down, and the front of the net was wide open.
The Devils send everyone in behind the Anaheim net, and that puck pops free, and it is chopped into the top corner. And who else but Jaromir Jagr? Just so big and strong down low, the Ducks can't control him, and Jagr ties this game up with a minute to go.
His 689th career goal, just one behind his longtime teammate Mario Lemieux on the all-time goal-scoring chart. And more importantly, with 61 seconds left, it's a brand new hockey game. Ducks playing shorthanded without Francois Beauchemin since the midway mark of this game, in case you're just joining us. Here's Gianta. Jagr from Elias at 18:59. Puck right to the front of the net again, and Gianta had a poke at it. Penner tries to bring it out. Can't, as he's knocked down. Bernier curling with it out of the corner. Under half a minute to go. Forced behind the net. Gianta has it knocked away. He chased to the corner. Zubris gets there. Penner broke his stick, but he blocks the shot. Lovejoy angles it off the boards and out center. Fane knocks it down. Zubris plays it across. Zajac pulls up. Tries to get it to the net. Fowler knocks it away and clears the zone. We go to overtime. Well, a game of near misses that both teams can look back upon longingly, but it was Jagr eventually not missing that forces overtime.
Yeah, here was the chance by Emerson Edom as he drove wide, got in around the defenseman Larson and forced Marty Brodeur to make a good stop, and Lindholm spotted Devontae Smith-Pelly wide open. And Smith-Pelly just couldn't get much contact on the redirect. The tying goal came late. Two veterans team up, Elias and Jagr. And with 1:01 left in the third period, Jaromir Jagr ties this game up, and we are heading to overtime. You know, John, I will say this. Anaheim sat back for the entire third period of this hockey game. And sometimes you don't really mean to do that, but you get into a rut where you want to play so safe and get pucks deep that you never put any pressure on your opponent. And full credit to the New Jersey Devils for finding a way to claw their way past the Anaheim defense and get that tying goal.
Well, the Devils have made their way to bonus hockey on 5 different occasions this season. Only one of those games was decided in overtime. They lost that one. The other 4 for Peter DeBoer's club have gone to shootouts, and they have had absolutely no success in shootouts whatsoever. You have to wonder, Brian, East versus West, does DeBoer maybe change up his strategy, throw caution to the wind here in the 5-minute overtime?
Well, to me, Zidlitsky, Green, Yelena, all 3 of those defensemen have been very active in this game in terms of joining the play. And they become the most dangerous people on the ice from an Anaheim perspective. I've been very impressed with this Devils defense. I know they don't score a lot of goals, and I know they're long in the tooth up front on the forward lines, but make no mistake about the way the Devils operate. They are developing young defensemen with skill.
Here's Fowler jumping into the rush to begin overtime, and his long shot off the Devils stick stays in the barn off the high glass. Chipped ahead, and Jágr racing Lovejoy. Big Jaromir Jágr lays it in behind the goal, feeds it back out to the line. Larson keeps it deep. Elias on the perimeter. Now the cycle back to Jágr. Picked up by 2 Duck defenders. He gives it up on the near side. Green pasted the boards there. Loose puck on the end wall, and Fowler reverses it for Lovejoy. Ahead now for Winnick as both teams go for changes. 45 seconds into overtime. Edom speeds in, fires, and a blocker save by Brodeur. Now Jelena forced back by Edom. And here's a turnover going to be kept in by Lindholm. He'll take the shot. Big rebound for Edom. Perreault on the near post, and he's denied by Brodeur.
What a stop. What a stop by Marty Brodeur. Matthew Perreault is trying to flip this puck into the top of the net. Lindholm again makes a play. Big rebound. And Brodeur comes sliding across with a catching glove. And the only thing in the net is the glove of Martin Brodeur, and Perreault shovels it right into the mitt. What an amazing save by Marty Brodeur. There's just no quit whatsoever in his game, and he robs Matthew Perreault.
Nifty little shot by Perreault as well, as he had no angle at all.
They're going to take a look at this, John. This puck does go into the catching glove of Marty Brodeur, and Brodeur shaking his head saying no way, and the off-ice officials agree. Puck has to be completely across the line, and of course the call on the ice was no goal and would have had to have been definitive in order to award a goal by video review.
Minute into overtime here. 3 abreast the Devils into the Anaheim zone. Harold circles the net. The defenseman tries to feed it to Zajac. A little too hot to handle. Zubris circles high. Green winds, fires well wide of everything. Harold couldn't get a redirect on it. And again for Zajac down low. He's sealed off behind the net. Spiza moves it ahead. Perry into the battle it past Green, gets it to center, and it's Lindholm again jumping in. Drop pass to Perry. Wide open, Getzlaf, and that's blocked.
Look out here.
3-on-1, back come the Devils. Look out, Cookout. Zubris has Zajac got it to him, and he's caught from behind by Lindholm. Then they score. Loose rebound was right there. Andy Green pots the game winner.
I think this is an own goal, John. I think the rebound is in the goal crease, and as the Ducks go to clear it, they bank it in of one of their own players in behind Jonas Hiller. What a turn of events. Brodeur with robbery at one end, and then the Ducks go to clear. Ben Lovejoy inadvertently banks it off the leg of Corey Perry, and the Devils escape Honda Center, and the Ducks have their first loss of the season at home.
Well, you could see it pinball. It was kicked on goal off of Hiller, and then Lovejoy's clearing attempt off the shin pad of Perry and into the net. They'll give this game winner, I believe, to Zajac, who may have been the last player to touch it, but it doesn't much matter. The Devils continue the misery for the Ducks with an overtime 4-3 win at Honda Center. Stay tuned. Ducks Live is next.